It is Tuesday, July 29th. It is time to get in the weeds. I am Jeremy Lambert, and we have a special episode today because there's going to be no wrestling talk. None at all. SP3. Maybe a little, but I don't know when. We're going to get to it. If you're here for the wrestling early, you know better than that. What's wrong with you? And if you're here for the wrestling later, I don't know if we're going to actually get to it. So I'm setting expectations right now. There could be potentially zero wrestling talk on this show. SP3, how you doing?
Lowered expectations.
Is that a real song?
Yeah, that was from Mad TV. It was one of my favorite skits on Mad TV. But yes, we're back another Tuesday. We're in the weeds. I'm happy to be here. It's always too long before I see you again, Jeremy, because we do Thursday and then I'm not on the Friday show. Even though, to pull back the curtain, I have tried to pitch doing a super show with all three of us, but I'm pretty sure that Joel would mind me making fun of him for 2 hours. So that's probably why that I have pitched that to you before. I said, like, why don't we just do a super show? Because then I could work 3 days a week like everybody else. Well, you work 5 days a week, but Joel works 3 days a week. If we did a super show with all three of us, I feel like, or at least once a month, like you do the once a month on the main channel. Yeah. I think that would be nice for the people. Let us know in the chat if you like that idea. But I go too long without speaking to you, but good enough. New Japan took 2 days off, so we don't have too much to talk about. Where we're only going to talk about 2 nights of the G1, arguably one of them being the best night of the G1 so far. So we will talk some wrestling on today's show, and I'm sure some people out there will see the thumbnail and want us to talk about WWE Raw for some reason. This week was much better than last week, meaning that it wasn't awful; it was just mid. So that's significantly better than last week where nothing happened. Nothing happened. I literally got into an argument at like 3:45 my time after Raw ended when I messaged True Hill Heat Chat. And of course, #1 WWE show where Romeo shouts out to him. He has 2 modes. He either loves to be WWE shill or WWE contrarian. Where I said this was much better than last week's show, he's like, no, this show is much like the one you thought you hated last week. This was worse. This was the worst episode of Raw on Netflix. I was like, dude, what are we talking about? Why are we arguing here? But I think it was mid. So that's significantly better than last week where I gave it like a 5 out of 10. Mid is like 6.5 out of 10. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Roman Reigns getting deboed by the Braun Stars. We'll talk about CM Punk showing significantly more fire than he did in last week's promo, and Gunther being one of the best WWE promos. It was fine enough go-home show ahead of SummerSlam, so we'll talk about that for a bit. And yes, we have a lot of non-wrestling to talk about on today's show. Not too much from... Well, we do have to talk about Slim Luca when it comes to basketball. Slim Luca out here! You see this boy? Looking like a snack! Looking like a snack out here in these streets! Yes!
With his 42-inch vertical?
Oh, man. He going to improve on that. You're going to say 42-inch, then it's going to go to 44-inch. You see him on Muscle and Fitness? Is your star player on Muscle and Fitness? My star player is Slim
Luca. You know where my star player is?
I don't care. I don't care.
On the cover of Slam with the NBA championship.
He's getting Maple Leaf syrup. He's getting Maple Leaf syrup year long because now he's an NBA champion. Congratulations. It's Luca's time. MVP. Top 3 MVP. Yes, we changing the motto. Top 3 MVP. Luka Doncic. Right, it's a wrap. It's a wrap out here. Slim Luca. Keep saying he's a snack. Slim Luca, aka the snack. But we're gonna talk about that for a little bit, and we got to talk about some non-wrestling. We got a guest coming on to talk about a special tailgate for those of you that are going to SummerSlam. You got a special tailgate that we'll be talking about on today's show, and we'll of course talk some SummerSlam ahead of the big show this weekend. I got a busy few days ahead of me, so I'm ready to go. And oh yeah, because we had the breaking news on Thursday's show, and you guys, I'd never like to, not give what the people want. You're getting 2 C-suites this week. one on today's show talking about LFG, as well as it's going to be a quick review of LFG, but I'm also going to be talking about the first half of WWE Unreal because I think I watched the first 3 or 4.
We'll hold on WWE Unreal.
Oh, come on.
No. I haven't seen it. I don't want to go into it. It just came out today.
You know what happened.
Well, sure, but I'll watch the whole thing and we can review it on Thursday or Friday. You can come on Friday
enough.
And we'll do. Let's give people time to actually sit and digest this thing.
Why would they want to watch this? We're watching.
I agree, but let's just give people some time. That's all I'm asking. That's it. Guys, leave a thumbs up on the video. Just subliminal messaging, no fireworks. Thumbs up on the video. Do I have to smile? Where the fuck are the fireworks? There we go.
You're cursing. We're only 6 minutes in. Sir.
That's fine. I can go 6 minutes in. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, right? Or is it 10? I already screwed that up. Oh, well.
Ridiculous.
Leave a thumbs up on the video. Leave your chats. Leave your super chats. Subscribe to the channel. We got 2 days left, right? There's 31 days in July, correct? Sure.
So you have 3 days.
30 days?
Or 2 more days after today.
Yeah. 3 days. 3 days left. 3 days left to become the top weed and get a cameo by Brian Alvarez. That's what the top weed wins. Zeno Hour was the top weed last month. He got buried by Brian Alvarez, but he did coin the term top weed. So, Brian does a good job with that. This month, will you get buried? Will you get praised? I don't know. Depends on what I put in the prompt for Brian to say.
Depends if it's Zeno Hour again.
If it's Zeno Hour, it's always getting buried, but if it's somebody else, they get praised.
Yes.
Yeah, fair. All right. Can do that. Folks, I said no wrestling. I meant no wrestling. Again, especially not for the first hour, because we have a reunion today. We used to do a show on Tuesdays called FMC. Our background got deleted for some reason, so we're not. You know what? We're gonna use a different background. We're gonna steal the Wrestling Made Me Cry background because they are taking a break. So it's our background now. Just like
so they deleted both of our backgrounds.
Yeah,
the share talk and the.
Yes. No, we still have the Thunder and Lakers background. We still have that background, okay. But that's not appropriate when Cher's here. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use the Wrestling Made Me Cry background, just like we used the Tag Talk background after that show took a break. So that's ours now. We have a reunion today because the Challenge new season begins tomorrow. The Challenge, allegedly season 41, vets and new threats. And anytime there's a Challenge season, we got to do a draft. Oh. Our pal Cher Delaware is here. Hello, Cher.
Hey!
They thought I died. They all thought I died.
Go support Kylie and go support Auntie Collins.
Yeah.
Their Twitter handles are down there, so we'll go support them as well. All right, we got the Challenge draft. It is a solo season, allegedly. I'm gonna do a random order. We know how this ends. Cher gets the third pick. I get the first or second pick.
I've never had the first pick.
I've never had the first pick.
Both of you have never had the first pick. What are we talking about here? I can look at the recent drafts.
I'm pretty sure that Cher has had the first pick at least once.
I don't think so.
I've never had the first pick.
All right, I had the first pick last time.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. I had the first pick for Challenge USA.
I think the fix is in, folks.
I had the first pick for Challenge Ride or Dies.
This is now 3
I had the first pick for Challenge USA Season 2. Cher had the first pick for Challenge Battle of New Champion.
I don't even remember that. Did I even watch this season?
No, none of us watched that season.
I had the first pick for Challenge All-Stars. How did I have the first pick this often?
That's insane.
The fix is in. The fix is in.
SP3, you had the first pick for Challenge 40.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Who did I pick?
You picked CT.
That worked out well.
You picked CT.
Hey, didn't I wind up getting I either got Rachel or I got Jen, so that's why I won that season. So fair enough.
Wow, I have had the first pick a lot. I didn't realize it was that often.
Yeah, you just thought we were over here acting like big babies about it.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's on me.
I love that you have it all there. It's all there.
Yeah, I'll admit when I make a mistake and if I'm wrong on something. I'm not like Joel. Joel can't admit he's ever wrong. That's why we got to use the hashtag.
Wait, what's the hashtag?
Hashtag Joel is wrong.
Joel is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to use that on everything I post now.
Fair. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
I will put the randomizer on the screen so people don't think I'm rigging this.
6 is in.
This is what I use every single time.
He's saying that, but he actually recorded this earlier. And this was his 18th try.
This is what I use every single time. It's just this random.org. And then I click. All right, so there you see the 3 names. Randomize. Yeah. See, I have the first. This website. Hold on. I wonder if I put it in a different. There's a timestamp on there, so I can't cheat with it because there's a legitimately timestamp. Mm-hmm. I wonder if because I put my name first. What if I put SP3's name first?
If it says you again, I'm freaked out.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's just great. That's just great. Yeah, we just keep it going. That's ridiculous, but just go.
I can't help it. I don't like the first pick. That's the thing. I don't want the first pick.
Me either. I'm fine. I have won more often when I don't have the first pick than when I do. So
I would like to say, chat, Jeremy has not watched the finale from last season. Jeremy does not know who won last season.
But tell them why I have not watched the finale.
I gotta let SP3 say this part.
Because I've been asking Cher for, when did the season come out? April? I've been asking Cher for 3 months. Have you watched You yet? And she still has not watched the final season of You. So that's why Jeremy has not watched the finale of the challenge. So literally, I'm the only person on this panel that has watched both.
Okay, but like, I have to watch like 10 episodes. He has to watch 2.
That's a lot.
1 because he watched the first part.
Yeah, I watched the first half. Yeah, I did watch the first half.
But I will say, I spent like 8 hours straight watching Smosh videos the other day. I could have easily finished You.
At least you're honest.
I'm usually like, oh, I don't have time, or the kids are here, or whatever. They were not here, and I just watched Smosh videos for 8 hours. So this is on me. This is my bad. I'm gonna finish watching it.
We appreciate your honesty. To answer King Potate, I have not watched Love Island USA because it's not out here in the UK. I think it's just uploaded on ITV in the UK, but I have been watching Love Island UK series 12, and it's one of the most messiest drama-filled reality television seasons that I've ever seen. It's much better than USA. I don't care. Okay. I know everybody was up on USA, and USA was all throughout my timeline and stuff like that. UK is just so much more messy of people and drama-filled that I just think that it's better. It's the original, and it's also better.
It was in this moment I found out that you are in the UK again.
It needs to be better. We tried to watch the US version, and I can't. It's so boring. It's so boring.
You guys know I don't watch Love Island at all. Any of the versions. So I will say I went to the Savannah Bananas game like a week and a half ago with Tyler Edwards, Prince Petty on Twitter, and we were laughing because one of the players' walk-up songs was like the thing that they say at the beginning of Love Island, like the what the little like lady says. I don't know what it is, like the entering the villa or whatever. And so, like,
Yes.
that was his walk-up song, was just her saying that. And every time I cracked up laughing. I'm like, I don't even watch this show, but it's just like, everybody else has an actual walk-up song, and that's what he's walking up to every time. Like,
Big pop. Big pop.
All right, let's get into the challenge draft here. Let me put this on screen. If I remember how to do anything. Why? Oh, because I'm already sharing my screen. Okay, sorry. I was sharing my screen on the randomizer, so I could not share my screen on the... All right, there we go. There's the list of competitors. I have the first pick, sadly. I'm gonna go with... Okay, who won Challenge 40 or Challenge Rivals? Who won?
Challenge 40 was won by
No, I know.
no,
No.
Rivals,
Jen.
the one
Yeah,
he hasn't
Rivals.
watched.
Yeah, who won the one?
Do
I
you
haven't
just want to
watched?
know?
Yeah.
That would ruin it for you. Okay,
Why?
well, if you remember the season, you
No,
should
not
probably
at
know
all.
who already won. No, you don't remember it at all?
The guy team.
Yeah, Adam
Exactly.
and Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam
all
and
right.
Steve.
I kind of figured that anyway. Okay.
But I will say there were some good, like that second, there was some good competition in there. I mean,
Yeah.
like Davon and Shane did well.
Yes, Davon and Shane came second away from winning
Mhm.
that challenge final.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
he's not gonna watch it now.
When you watch you, I will watch it. That's the deal.
Oh, as soon as we get done with this, I'm turning it on. And I'm not, but
I like bananas and CT are always bananas and CT, but they're older,
Yeah.
so I don't feel great about them.
I
And if
will
you watch
say,
0 Hour,
yeah,
CT's not in the best shape.
He wasn't in the
Yeah.
best shape for 40.
SP3 and
No.
I did watch 0 Hour. CT got last place in the first challenge.
Oh.
So,
Behind
and
Anissa.
I mean, I still
Oh,
love CT,
Jesus.
but it was, and him and Naya were just like, nah, like in that first one, which Naya did the first one in jeans also.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take Kara. I think she's got something to prove this year. I'm gonna take Kara.
Okay.
Fair.
All right, share.
Oh, I get to pick. Thanks. Is that all the guys?
Yeah, that's all the guys.
Okay,
That's all the
I
guys
couldn't
and
tell
girls.
if I.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, I had to scroll up a little.
that'd be funny if I picked CT after just talking about how he got last place. Not great options here. I'm gonna go. I love how I get so close to the screen because I'm blind. Theo.
All right, that's a good pick. I thought about Theo.
Yeah, I was
It's mine.
thinking about that. You made my choice easier. I am going to go with Turbo. That was my choice. It was between Theo and Turbo.
Yeah, that was my other one. All right.
I did see something that Turbo and CT get into it this season.
On the
Oh,
trailer. I did
And
see
I am looking forward to that.
especially after interaction on 0 Hour where
Yes.
they were in the same room together, Jeremy, and Turbo was like, he just wants to be picked by somebody, and CT says, so you're a pick me. He was like, yeah, of course, if I could pick you, I would pick you. No, he's like, CT's like, no, you're a pick me. He was like, yeah, if Turbo's like, yeah, if I could, I would pick you, CT. Yes. He was like, oh my god, he doesn't understand me.
Yeah.
But if you can't pick Theo, you pick his girlfriend. I'm going with Olivia.
Okay. All right.
My turn.
Yep.
I am going Millionaire Mitchell.
All right. She is not weighed down by Anissa this season, so.
But her and Nisa do get into it because they did show that too.
Well, I mean, all right. I'm gonna go with Bananas because I always feel they will rig this game for him to go far.
You know what? That's
True.
fair.
That is fair.
That's always my logic with Bananas. He will go far because they will rig it for him. All right, I gotta figure out who some of these people are.
Oh, one of them called TJ girl when they were like he did like face to face, and she was like, "Hey, girl," like that was great.
All right, maybe a little off board. I don't really know, but I'm gonna go with Sydney from Survivor.
I think any Survivor pick is usually safe.
See, that's why. That's my logic.
And on
That's
the
my
0
logic.
hour, she seemed very intense about the game too.
Okay.
She was cocky. She was cocky. The only issue is too late because you already picked her and you put it down. She made the dumb decision and she picked the person that will never win.
Oh wait, are they partnered?
They do partner off.
It's like US. I think it's like USA season 1 or 2 where season 1 where you could pick your partner and it's gonna change.
But it had to be a rookie with a veteran.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she got Anissa clearly in. Or
No,
Leroy.
Sydney's a female. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I didn't know if they partnered with male or females.
Sydney picks with Leroy,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
he
I
is
didn't
shocked.
know if they partnered.
He goes, "Me? She picked me?" Like,
He came like
But-
second to last out of the
but
males.
her reasoning was really good too, because she was like,
Yeah.
"He's got the social game for me. Like he's got the connections, he's got the
That's
social
fair,
game.
okay.
I can do the rest of it." And I'm like, you know, that actually is smart. Like,
All right.
Yeah.
all right, so my turn. I'm gonna go I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeremi.
Yeremi.
Yeah,
Yeremi.
him. Yeremi.
Oh, okay. All right.
He looked like Jesus.
He was first overall in the first challenge.
I forgot what place he got. I just remembered he looked like Jesus.
Yeah. Nah, he was the first one to go up the mountain and the first one to come down the mountain and pick his room. So since you picked Jeremy, I'll pick his partner. I'll go with Aviv.
Yeah, see, I don't remember who anybody partnered with. I remembered the Leroy one after you said it.
You guys cheated. You did homework.
We just
Well,
watched 0 hour.
Yeah,
I
it's
would just like
cheating.
to say I told you guys to watch it.
You did.
In the
You
chat.
did. It took me a few days, but I did watch it.
I told you guys to watch it, and you haven't even watched last season. So why would I expect
Because you haven't
to watch
watched
it?
you. We've had this conversation.
You has nothing to do with the show.
It has everything to
Goldberg is
do.
helping me win this show.
It has everything to do with the bits. That's all I care about.
Committed. So
Yeah.
committed.
Hey,
This
your pick,
feels
SP3.
like a high value pick in round 4. CT.
All right. I
This
don't-
was the right round to pick him since he
Yeah.
did not perform well in that first round.
Yeah, I always have confidence. CT is going to perform in the dailies. Like,
Yes.
he always does, because the dailies, that was like they were climbing a mountain for this first challenge. And like, just got off the plane, everything. Like, CT will perform in the dailies, and no one's going to vote CT in because people don't want to go
Nope.
against CT in an elimination.
Yeah.
But he was
one of
he
these
was
rookies.
one of the, like, he was not picked early in the
No, he was the
picks by
last
the
male pick.
rookies. Yeah.
One of
The
these
last male
rookies is gonna be ballsy and pick CT and be like, he ain't the prime CT anymore. And
Yeah.
go against them.
Yeah, I can see that.
So Rogan was already politicking in the first episode, or in the
Oh.
0 hour already,
Alright.
and then she didn't even pick him after that. Didn't even pick him to be her partner. Let's go D.
D. Okay.
Yeah. D was picked by Bananas because Bananas has a crush on her.
And did not
And
want
they-
to be picked by Bananas.
Yeah, every other the new threats were interviewed by TJ in interrogation, and then they would have one of the vets come up to like be like the spotlight on them, and they would say, "Why are you here?" So each person did that. Then when it was D's turn and Bananas went up, he didn't ask that. He said, "Do you have a boyfriend?"
Bananas will never change. Bananas will never
No.
change.
Never.
All right, I'm gonna go with Michaela, another survivor.
Damn, that was gonna be my next pick.
I'm trying to load up on the survivors here.
I think she will do better this time than she did. That's that girl, right? That was on the season before that they the
On
note.
30. Yeah, 30. I think that was
Oh.
37.
Yes,
Spies, Lies, and Allies.
when she was writing
she
down
did
the
great
names.
she did great on USA 2. She was
Yeah, I didn't
second
watch that.
place on USA 2.
I didn't watch that, so but I just remember her because I just watched that season the other day when they like all attacked her about, you know, like, oh, she's saying what, and she's like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just writing down who the pairs are. But like they set her up on that. So is it me again? No, it's Jeremy.
No, and I'm gonna go with Justin. He's a cheerleader. He's from Cheer, apparently. I don't know who this guy is, but we're gonna go with him. All right, now it's your picture.
Let's go Derek Kaczynski.
All right. No one's
His
just
leg
Derek.
seems better.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Let me go for the kissers. I'm gonna go with Izzy first.
All right.
I know her. She's from Too Hot to Handle in Perfect Match, Jeremy. I don't know if you remember her.
I vaguely, yeah. I'm sure once I see her, I'll know, but the name does sound familiar.
And then I'll go with Rogan.
All right. All right, Cher, who you got?
Leonardo DiCaprio up there.
Okay. I almost want to pick somebody that I feel I'm going to regret picking.
Those are my favorite
Leroy?
picks.
Yeah, no, not Leroy.
You've got Leroy, Anissa, and Nani. I mean, none of them are gonna win.
Yeah, Nani's the person that I'm thinking about.
Ah, damn. Messing up my picks.
Like, I don't feel great about Nani because she's never going to win, but...
Because she's Nani.
Yeah, but she does perform pretty well. She just never wins. And she's got the social game. I think people root for her. I'm going to go with Nani.
And she's single.
And she's not being weighed down by a couch.
True. And I'm going to go with Ben. He's apparently a boxer. I don't know who he is, but let's go with Ben. All right, you're up, Cher.
Blue Kim.
Damn it.
That's
That's
not a
keep
real
taking my
person.
picks. Blue, she was the best interrogation on that on that 0 hour show.
Okay. All right. That's
Damn, y'all made my choice tough here. I will go with let's go with Derek Chavez. He was second place in 40.
all right.
And then I will give the same speech that Turbo gave. The challenge made my dream come true to come to America and become a star. So I will make America's dreams come true. I pick America.
All right. Cher.
This is bad. We'll go Adrian.
Okay. Do you want to finish out this round, do one more, and then the chat gets the rest? Because that's only going to leave like 2-3 people for the chat.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's fine.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go with.
Pick Anissa. Come on. Do it.
Who was Gabe in WWE?
He was a performance center guy.
And he the one that got fired? Oh no, that's a different game.
I'm gonna go with WWE Gabe.
WWE superstar Gabe.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with him.
I feel like that's
and
a little
then-
misleading.
Yeah, I don't think he was like on TV at all. And then my final pick, I'm gonna go with. Well, what does this person do? Oh, I'm gonna go with Lika. I don't feel
Good
great
pick.
about that, but
Good pick. You're above that.
there you go.
yeah, I misordered. That's fine. Doesn't matter. All
Uh,
right, Cher. Last pick.
Jake,
Jake. All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I think Jake is partner up with Kara.
Okay. SP3. Last pick.
God damn it! You guys just left me with all the trash.
I mean, it's the last pick. What do you expect?
Anissa, Naya was about to quit on the first challenge. Leroy, I don't remember Cedric or Will.
Cedric's
Tay,
from Big Brother. Will is from Are You the One?
Oh, you know what? I will pick Cedric.
Okay. All right.
I remember him. I liked him during his interrogation. So yeah, I'll
So
pick him.
chat, you get Leroy, Will, Anissa, Naya, and Tay.
Congratulations.
5 picks.
At least
for
Tay.
chat.
At least Tay is with CT.
Okay.
Yeah,
5
we
picks for chat.
we were very generous to the challenge this time.
Yeah.
They got some names, some name value there. Except Leroy's never gonna win.
Yeah, and Anissa, like
Anissa's never gonna win either.
She's never gonna win either.
Neither
All right,
one.
everybody. That was the challenge 41 draft. We'll have Cher on throughout the weeks to keep up with things and see how we're doing. I will actually watch this season. I'll watch the finale of the season. I watched last season. I just didn't watch the finale.
That's true.
That's all. Cher, do you want to talk any wrestling?
I mean, I don't really.
Neither do we.
I don't.
So.
I don't really watch usually. My kids and I are really looking forward to the TLC match at SummerSlam. So my oldest makes us do predictions every time there's going to be like Saturday night's main event, pay-per-view, whatever, which is honestly really fucking annoying. But he makes us, all of us have to sit down and go through and predict who we think is going to win every single match. And I have to write it down, and then I have to keep track of who got the most correct every time. And almost all of our picks were the exact same when we did it last night. We also did it at 11:30 last night. After I had spent all day at an amusement park, and I was just like, I'm so over this. But the last match that we did was the tag team match, and I was like, that's gonna be really good. Like, I think that's probably gonna be the best match on the show. But I'm a tag team wrestling fan anyway, so I'm like, yeah, that's the match that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm sure some of the other ones will be fine too, but I don't ever care about like the main event matches. That's just always kind of like, okay, what it is. But yeah, I think that's probably what we're most excited for. I have been watching LFG. I heard you talk about
Let's
LFG.
go!
Oh.
Let's go!
Are we gonna do a C suite? Let's do a FMC suite here.
So
C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite where we watch
so
C
I was
level WWE.
being a really bad best friend, and people have heard me talk about my best friend Frankie before. He is a producer for WWE. He is one of the producers for LFG, and so like he has to travel down and like do the show and everything, and at the end it has in the credits, and I'm always like, I know him every time. Like every time his name pops up. So I did not watch the first season. I don't know. I just was like, this is stupid, and I didn't watch it. And then he was talking about how they went straight into filming the second season, and I started watching it. Well, we binged all the episodes that were out, and then I was mad because he was like, oh, this is not actually ending until like October. And I was like, why the fuck did I start watching it then if it's not ending until October? Why did you not release all the episodes at once? What kind of world is what is this right now? Like, I don't like this at all. But we watched all the episodes. I was very confused because they did not explain at the beginning of the second season that all those people were coming back from the first season. Like, and I didn't watch the first season. So, I mean, they may have explained that then, like, if you don't win, you can continue on. But
no, they
I'm
didn't.
like,
They didn't explain it until the finale of season 1, where they were like, "Oh, we'll have some returning people and some new people." Where they really only have like 4 or 5 new people in the
new people.
season.
So they're all like talking about the wrestlers and the judges or whatever coaches, whatever they are called, are talking about them, and they're like, I put so much work into him. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? I was so confused
So
because
you were confused
nobody explained it.
on Booker walking out in that first episode.
So I was like, Booker's very dramatic. And Frankie was like, oh yeah, he's like full character all the time. Like, and he's like an, Undertaker eggs him on. Like that's their relationship with everything. And I was like, I mean, but it's like literally a competition. So why would she not draft the people that like it didn't make any sense to me that he got like that angry about it. But I was just watching and I was like, this is confusing. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about the matches. I'm just there to watch the other stuff. So I'm like fast forwarding through the matches while it's on because I'm like, they're just learning. I mean, some of them have been doing it for a little bit, but that one girl, it was only like her second match. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care about this. Like, so I just want to see the drama and all the rest of it. But I did tell Frankie my issue with it, which they seemed to change once Charlotte was there. But my issue in the earlier episodes was like, why are the coaches also the judges? Because
Yeah.
when their people are up there wrestling, and then they're like, okay, we had 8 people wrestle. Who do you think did best today? 90% of the time, they're picking their person, whether they actually did the
And
best or not, because they're trying to win.
and you could already see this week's episode was when it was the most obvious. Undertaker and Michelle are working together.
Yes.
Did you notice that on
Yes.
this week's episode that they picked each other's person for male and
to make it
female
not
to make sure,
obvious.
yeah, to
that
make
they were
it
just
to
picking
make
their
it
own.
obvious that one was going to get a point for the men, one was going to get a point for
Yeah.
the female.
So because I was like, I have an issue with this. Like that it doesn't, you can't be the coach and the judge. Like you can't be the coach in a game and the referee. I mean, I was in soccer, but that's because they were 8. But like, I was just like, I'm not digging this format at all. And he was like, I mean, this is not foreshadowing because I'm literally telling you. He was like, it becomes a problem later in the season and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess if they're going to acknowledge it, because this is poor formatting to have it set up this way. And I just kept on. And then when they got to the Charlotte episode, I was like, okay, she gets to pick. That makes more sense if they had, and I had even said, if they had a guest wrestler every week, and I mean, I know it was not weekly, like they filmed all of this
No.
very quickly, because he had to go down there to do it. But I was like, if they, every weekly episode, if they had a different wrestler, like being the one judging it, that would make a lot more sense than it being the coaches. And that just really bothered me watching it. I was like, nobody thought this through, did they? Because this is really stupid. And it was so obvious every time. I mean, sometimes they had like a unanimous, you just couldn't deny that somebody was the best. But when they're just like, every person picks their own person, I'm like, okay, all right. Like, and I'm sorry. What the fuck is wrong with Michelle McCool's hair? That's all I can notice the whole time I'm watching it. She had that little bubble braid, and okay, I like bubble braids, that's fine. But the way that it's set up, she's got it so tight to her head, and then just that top one right here, she looks like she's a freaking Teletubby. Like she looks like she's got a thing on top of her head, like a damn Teletubby through that. And the whole time, and then from the side, it looks ridiculous too. And every time she would talk, I would just sit and stare at her head the whole time. And I'm like, who told her that looks good? Like, they lied. They lied to her because it does not look good at all. I was
Nobody
so
told her
bothered by
anything,
that.
apparently.
No.
No, but
She's like, do you know how I got this job? They fired Mickey James for me. Do you want to start this? They will fire you too. Like,
yo, for real, that's probably what happened. But no, the better episodes in season 1 are the ones that have a special guest. Like the season really picked up in season 1 when Punk was on, and then like
Yeah.
the whole that was like the turning point for the 2 winners of the first season, because Jasper Troy cut this great kind of MJF promo about being a fan of CM Punk and him leaving and how that pissed him off and how he's gonna make him bend the knee. And Tyra May Steele, she cut a promo about like losing so many people in her life, and she got really emotional, almost in tears. And that was kind of the real turning point for the both of them to eventually win the first season. So like that episode, the Gunther episode, those were like the standouts of the first season. I agree with you. Like the Charlotte episode was one of the better episodes because sexy BJ Ray was the star. Girl, will you call my number tonight? He's a great singer. He's a great singer.
That was so funny. And me and the kids were like, what just happened? Like, but I said, like, obviously, as Frankie had said too, Undertaker just loves to egg things on and be a little shit stirrer, which is so funny that it's the Undertaker being that way. But like him being like, hey, there's your next husband. I was like, ooh, maybe too soon on that comment. Like, maybe not the comment to make, brother. Like, I was like, and not like he has room to talk about people's husbands, Mr. Sarah tattooed across your freaking throat. Like,
I wonder how comfortable Undertaker is with that though, because Charlotte was on like his podcast and they do like a big back and forth,
and she called him like Uncle Taker. And,
I'm not saying like Undertaker should be, you know, absolved of everything here, but
and it didn't seem to bother her.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's something he can get away with because they have that relationship. It's not, you know, Tiffany Stratton saying these things and, you know, leading to a big blow up. Like, it feels like Taker says that knowing he can, it's a joke and they can get away with it and they have that relationship.
Yeah, for sure. And he has been showing up, his podcast on my Facebook Reels a bunch lately. I'm not sure why, and I watched one and he was talking about, they're talking about somebody ribbing somebody, and he was like, no, I am not ribbing because I do not like to be ribbed back. So I am not ribbing you about anything. And I was like, well, I mean, at least he's self-aware that he can't handle it if it happens to him. Like, because most people are not self-aware of that. But yeah, him egging everything on and being like, you gonna take that to Booker about like Michelle doing that? I mean, he loves the drama. He is like the sound from TikTok, that am I the drama? That's him. He is the drama. Like, he is the drama.
Yes, I do enjoy Taker a lot more on this show than when he shows up on main WWE programming.
Yeah, I was a little confused when I saw that he was on NXT or whatever, like last week.
Yeah.
I was like,
so was everybody else that watches weekly.
I was just like, what's happening? I don't understand. Why is he here right now? Like,
so who's your favorites out of the rookies on the show?
I mean, I can't remember names. You know that. Let me look up.
You could describe them, and I would probably know who you're talking about.
I like the one that they are definitely going to make be part of the bloodline. That girl.
Oh, P Nasty.
Yeah, they're absolutely going to be like, yeah, she looks enough like she could be related to them. She's going to be part of the bloodline. They're like, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I liked her. Let's see. Was it Shiloh? Shiloh was all right. None of the boys they were fine. But none of them really like stood out tremendously to me, I guess. Elijah Holyfield, I was immediately like, he looks just like his dad. That has to be Evander Holyfield's son. Like, that there's no other option. Yeah, that's Panina, that was her name, right?
Yeah.
And then I think Xena, is the other one that I liked.
Yeah, she's been the star from the first season. A lot of people are upset that she didn't win season 1. They feel like she got robbed in season 1.
Yeah, I think she was the other one that I liked, and she's been getting a lot of points too. But I think she was the other one that I liked. But like I said, none of the guys really like stood out to me. That one girl that couldn't do a hip toss, terrified me because she
Yeah.
was about to kill someone out there. Like, I mean, I watched her and I was like, bro, like, I don't even understand how you're here right now. You can't do a hip toss. Like, I can do a hip
Was
toss
that
and I can't
Hayes?
do anything.
Was that Hayes or
No,
Summer?
that was
I
not.
think that was
That was
Summer,
not
right?
Hayes.
It
That
was Summer.
was
Summer
I'm trying to
Sorrell.
remember. Tatiana. It was
Oh,
Tatiana.
yeah. She's injured now, so yeah, she hasn't been good since season 1. She really hasn't. Like, yeah, and then she blames everybody else for her issues, which is also a bad trait. Serena's gotten really better in the second season. I like Hayes Jameson. Hayes was really good on this week's show, where Bubba basically gave her an idea and didn't think she was gonna actually do it. He was like, "We got too many blondes here. What do you think about?" Because it was the whole episode was about getting out of your comfort zone and doing something new. So he was like, "How about you? There's too many blondes. How about you dye your hair?" And she was like, "All right." And he didn't expect her to do it, so she came out
It's
with pink
crazy.
hair. Yeah. And she was a great heel. She was much better as a heel
Yeah.
than she was as a babyface to me.
I did appreciate when they're like, we're gonna swap people back and forth because we're gonna see if you work better as a, like if you can work both. And I liked when like some of them were getting mad about it. Like, you're not always gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have to get used to having to change what you're doing here. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not some masterpiece of a show or anything,
No.
but I mean, it's fine. Like, when I'm
It's-
avoiding watching you, it's great to have on.
She has time for LFG, but not you.
Yes.
That tells you LFG, best WWE weekly show out there. I've been telling y'all for weeks.
Yeah, obviously.
Anything else? Share.
No, I think that's it. I was glad to see you guys.
Yeah.
We haven't.
It's good to talk.
I mean, like, yeah, we've talked a little bit in the group chat, but it's been the whole summer. Like, my kids go back to school in 13 days. Like,
once the kids are back in school, then I'll have more time for a lot of things. Summer is just survive until they're back in school.
literally, like, I am so tired all the time.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So it's good to see you as always. Do you want to plug anything?
No,
Like,
I don't
nothing's
have
changed.
anything to plug. I just read books and watch Smosh videos. I'm only 20 years late to watching Smosh. I didn't even know Smosh was a thing until like 2 weeks ago. People are like, yeah, they have 8 YouTube channels with 9 million subscribers on each channel. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I discovered them on Facebook Reels. So like, they've taken over my life now. So that's all I do. I will watch freaking you. But no, what's the point at this point? It's not like we're gonna talk about it. It's
Sure
been
we
out for 5
Sure we will.
months.
Just
We
come on the
will.
show and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We hate talking about wrestling on this show.
Jeremy won't even remember anything from
I
you
will
because it's been
remember-
so long.
I mean, that's partially true.
And
I do
SB3
remember
will
like
remember
how it
every
ends.
single thing from you because he has a weird brain over there. Like,
Weird. I smoked way too much weed to remember the stuff that I do.
you know what? That's fair, honestly. I mean, all right, well, I'm making a newsletter for work right now, so I'll get back to work on that, and you guys can have your wonderful guest on.
Enjoy. That's our pal Cher Delaware, everybody.
Yes.
Good to
best.
see Cher. Good to hang out.
Good
with
to see
Cher.
you. Absolutely.
We're jumping from one guest to another guest here.
There we go.
Yes. So it is this weekend. It is SummerSlam, 2-day event in New Jersey, as people may know. It is at MetLife Stadium, and along with SummerSlam is a 2-day tailgate party at SummerSlam. It is starts at 1:00 at MetLife Stadium at parking lot E26. Joining us now to promote it, it is Tailgate Joe. Tailgate Joe, how you doing?
What's going on, boys? How's it going?
Good.
Good
We
to see ya.
appreciate you. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Now, tell us about this tailgate coming up at SummerSlam. How did it all come together? What can fans expect
Sure.
from this?
So, Tailgate Joe started back in 2009 as a game day fan club and tailgate party for the New York Jets. And it was something that I was doing for years with just friends and friends of friends. And we decided there's a lot of people that would be into it and want to kind of experience this, but they didn't, because living in New York City, they're not dragging grills and stuff around on like subways and buses and things like that. And so I started Tailgate Joe, and it's grown into one of the largest parties in the NFL, where we get anywhere from like 200 to 700 people per game. It's known as a foodie event with really great food. I'm a regular invited competitor and talent in New York City wine and food festival events like Burger Bash, and a few years. Well, I forget what year it was. Was it 2012 or 2013? The first time they did WrestleMania at MetLife. It's
WrestleMania 29 in 2013.
Right. Yeah. And so we decided to do it for that, and we just had a great time. I had a few friends, a few of my Tailgate Joe regulars, like, you should do WrestleMania. No one does it. You should do it. And we just had a great time. I just love the fans. Their passion for wrestling. It's infectious. It's awesome. And so we did it. We started to do it for WrestleMania in other cities as well. The second time at MetLife, and then we did it in Tampa. I drove the trailer down to Dallas. We did it in Dallas. We did it in Philly. The only ones we didn't do were ones that we just really couldn't logistically, like, when it was Vegas and LA. LA was just a problem with the lot. Otherwise, we would have been there too. And so now that SummerSlam won, it's a 2-day event, and also it's in our backyard in MetLife. We're excited to do that this year now too, and kind of maybe branch off and do SummerSlam and WrestleMania as the two marquee events, and do those going forward.
So you say you're a Jets fan?
I am.
So I'm a native New Yorker. What kind of Jets fan are you? Because I feel like Jets fans are in different sections. You have the optimistic Jets fan, the pessimistic Jets fan. What's your fandom of the Jets?
Okay, good question. So I will say I'm definitely not one of the traditional same old Jet fan type fans, like the ones that are just pessimistic every year. I am a hopeful and optimistic fan. Look, fan is short for fanatic, right? And you don't need to be logical, and you don't need to make sense in being fanatical or being a fan of something. You can suspend reality, right? And have hope and excitement. And so that's what I choose to do with my fandom. A lot of Jet fans are the more pragmatist type fan, and we've had some rough years, and so it's understandable. That's just not me.
Has Michael Cole ever come to this tailgate parties?
Michael Cole, yeah. No.
Oh, he's a big Jets fan. Yeah. Okay, he's a huge Jets fan. So as far as for the Jets, we get, like I said, 200 to 700 people per game, and I've been doing this since 2009. So, we get all types of people coming through, and sometimes I know who they are, and sometimes I just don't. It's just, it's just the nature of that. But, so taking what I know, how I express my game day fandom through hospitality, through food, as, an Italian-American kid from Staten Island who grew up around the kitchen table. And that's how, I express, that's how I express myself, through food and camaraderie, and just bringing that to the stadium, to the parking lot, and now to wrestling, which we've done over the years. It's just a lot of fun, and combining that with the energy from these fans. We get kids that show up. I mean, you guys know how it is with going to WrestleMania and going to these events. It's a big expense, and it's a real big expense. And a lot of these vendors and stuff, they're out there to get every dollar they can. And some of these kids are saving up all their money. And a lot of these kids, back at home, they're all kind of, some of them are
a little bit kind of like loners, and then maybe wrestling's not the cool thing where they are, and they get to come to these events and come to events like mine and meet up with people that are, of the same mind, have that same kind of love, that same passion for something that they do. And it's a really cool thing to see. I know kids on Reddit, like, they'll post like, oh, I've never gone to, I'm coming alone. Is that weird for me to come to the tailgate party if I'm alone? And other people are saying, no, just come. I came last year alone, and now the people that I met at the party last year, I'm going with this year, and we're going to other events together as well. So it's a really cool thing to kind of experience. Come make new friends that share the same interests, the same love that you do. Have some great food, and hang out with some superstars too. So Saturday, we're gonna have some superstars that are come and join us, and the cool thing about that is it's going to be Matt Cardona and AJ Francis. They're not going to be behind a velvet rope or VIP area or something like that where you're going to have to pay to go get a selfie or to go get a photo, an autograph, anything like that. They're going to be hanging out with you. Last year I had AJ Francis in Philly for WrestleMania, and he was like challenging guests to like beer chugging contest and cornhole. And so where are you interacting with, real stars in that way? We've had Al Snow, we've had D'Lo Brown in previous ones. We've had, a lot of different wrestlers. And so, I just want to have a great party atmosphere for people, where it's great value for the money, what you're going to get, and just have a good time. And then just, at the end of it, walk out into the stadium and just experience the whole day.
That checks out with AJ Francis, by the way. One of the nicest guys. He's
really
great heel,
is.
but one of the nicest guys out off the screen in the world.
He really is. And everyone was really having a great time with him. I've been very particular on the superstars that we pick, that we have. I want guys that are going to be there, going to interact, because it is a different thing. And we explained that to him. I was like, this is going to be a different thing than any other appearances you do, because it's usually these appearances. They're either, they're behind a table or they're up on a stage, right? I want them to be part of the party. And, I want to bring something to the fans that are coming, something different than anyone else is really doing.
So is there like a signature food that's going to be a part of this tailgate that the fans can look forward to, or something that you would suggest yourself for the fans to go out of their way to get to?
Look, everything that we serve is great. Like, that's just the bottom line. I would say, so each day it's going to be a different menu. There's going to be a different burger each day. I am, like I said earlier, I am an invited competitor and talent in the New York City Wine and Food Festival Burger Bash. 2 years ago, I was final table. So my burgers are pretty dope. And so you're going to want to try them. You're definitely going to want to try that. The pulled pork is going to be really good. I think that's going to be on Saturday. The sausage and peppers, I get it from the Italian sausage from the best butcher in all of New York City, like everything else. My chili dogs are award-winning. Everything's great. The food is great. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna stuff your face. It's not like the typical kind of thing you think. We're gonna show up and it's just gonna be, some mediocre at best sterno trays of whatever. It's just not like that. It's a ton of food. It's a great time.
What are you looking forward to when it comes to SummerSlam? Besides the tailgate, like matches on the card, what's got your interest for SummerSlam this weekend?
I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of out of it the last few months. It's a tough time for me. My life is very hectic when the summer gets here because of the lead up to the football season and other things I've got going on. So I've been out of it kind of the last few months on all the storylines and everything that's going on. Usually before like WrestleMania, I kind of really start to, like a month or two before WrestleMania, I start to really kind of dig into it. But it's just, I'm so divided throughout the year with everything I've got going on. It's just impossible. So I'm not even going to bullshit you. I don't really have a lot. I'm just looking forward to kind of jumping back into it all, right, over the 2 days and getting that crash course in everything that I've missed out over the last, few weeks, few months. And so that's like my homework for the next 2 or 3 nights, is to kind of catch up on what I need to, so that I know what's going on when I walk in the stadium.
It's a good show to tap back into. It's like kind of the start of their second half of the year. So you'll be good to kind of just start there. And then if you get into it, you keep going with it. But since you said you're preparing for the football season, what's got you excited for this upcoming football season, whether it's with the Jets or any of the other teams out there?
Oh, well, look, a lot of upheaval with the Jets, and I don't want to get too crazy into it, because I'm sure, I don't know how many of your people listening are football fans, but a lot of
we don't talk any wrestling on this show.
We barely talk. We talk mainly basketball, but we are both football fans. So don't worry.
Okay. So just Aaron Glenn, super excited, hometown guy, saying all the right things about how he wanted to be a coach. Sounds like sounds like the practices are kind of old school, and he's got him like kind of getting physical even before the pads are put on. You don't know what it's going to be, but he's saying all the right things. He's coming from that tree of, coaches that, if he was paying attention, which I think he was, I think he's got something. Justin Fields, I'm nervous about, right? I don't, I think we should have kept. I wouldn't have been opposed to keeping Rodgers, but I understand why they had to let him go. I'm looking forward to seeing him throw up ridiculous numbers with the Steelers, because that's how that's going to go. But I'm just excited for Aaron Glenn and for like the complete change, to see where these guys are. We just locked up, Sauce and Wilson. So now, it'll be interesting to see how they are. Now that they're kind of they made it to the second contract, to their first like free agency contract or whatever. But yeah, it's all about Aaron Glenn. It's Aaron Glenn and then Justin Fields, where this team is going to go. I think they can stumble into like 6 or 7 wins regardless of Justin Fields, but getting from that 6 or 7 to like 9 or 10, it's going to be him.
Tailgate Joe, before we let you go, let us know once again where everybody can join the tailgate this weekend.
Yeah, so you can go to tailgatejoe.com, sign up. You can go onto Instagram, Tailgate Joe, link in the bio there to sign up. You can reach out to me there as well if you have any questions. You're not going to be able to sign up, on the day, so you got to register online. You can either do for either day, or you can do like a 2-day thing if you want. Just come join us, man. It's gonna be a great time. A lot of food, a lot of cool people, just having a great time in the lot, man.
If you've never been to a football tailgate, I can recommend that much. I see the photos from your previous tailgates. It looks like a really great time, but football tailgates hit different regardless of what team you're going to. So if you're throwing a football style tailgate at a wrestling event, I imagine it's going to be a really fun time.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have the beer pong table set up, cornhole set up, DJ. Come dressed up in cosplay. There'll be a cosplay contest. You'll come out to your superstars music and everything. It'll be a great time. There'll be some wrestling theme music being played throughout the party, throughout the day. It's a great time. It really is.
Don't play any of the new stuff.
You'll meet friends from all around the country and make new relationships. Which is what I do during the football season with fans around the country.
There you go. If you're going to SummerSlam this weekend, go to tailgatejoe.com. Go check it out. Go sign up. Sounds like it's going to be a great time. I wish you the best of luck with everything and have fun this weekend. Should be great card on top of the events leading into the card. So thank you, Joe.
Oh, thank you guys for having me today.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Take care, Joe.
Thank you.
There you go, everybody. Tailgate Joe joining us here on In the Weeds. Again, go check that out. It's tailgatejoe.com. If you're headed to SummerSlam this weekend at MetLife Stadium, you can go register. Go check that out. He mentioned Matt Cardona is going to be there. AJ Francis is going to be there. And yeah, if you've never been to a football tailgate, they're something different. And if they're throwing a football style tailgate for a wrestling event, I imagine it's going to be a whole lot of fun. He mentioned some of the different festivities and stuff that are going to be happening there with beer pong and cornhole and a cosplay contest. So should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, again, tailgateshow.com. Everybody, go check it out. Do we have to talk about wrestling, SP3?
I think we're due because it's an hour 5 minutes in, so. We do have to talk a little bit about wrestling, plus the thumbnail of Roman getting deboed.
That actually ruled.
It did. It made that was the best part of the show last night. Was the closing angle.
All right, let me address a criticism.
Okay,
This.
here we go.
Not the angle itself. They got to stop with these DQs in the main event. They are conditioning fans to wait for the DQ, but they know they got something big afterwards. We saw it on SmackDown of like, oh, DQ, don't worry. We got a big 16 brawl and we're going to announce a TLC. So you're going to be excited, everybody. Same thing last night. DQ, don't worry. We got Roman Reigns coming out and we're going to do a big brawl around ringside and you're going to be excited when Roman comes out. I don't like it. Stop conditioning fans to just wait for the DQ in the main event. And because you have something good to close it afterwards. Give the fans an actual conclusion in the main event. Just because you have something big afterwards does not allow you to do a DQ in every single main event. I hate it. I really hate it. I said it on yesterday's show. As SP3, everybody probably knew. I wasn't breaking big news yesterday when we were doing our Raw preview. Joel's like, Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. I was like, yep, that's your DQ.
Yeah.
That's your DQ match.
It was quite obvious,
yeah.
Especially with the way the show started with the Jey Uso and Paul Heyman promo. Because I thought when Jey Uso came out, I was like, oh, they're going to start the show with Jey and Bronson? Oh, that's cool. Then they said, oh, no, that's the main event. I was like, oh, that's a DQ. Yeah. That's definitely a DQ. This is now 3 straight shows from the main roster. Last week's Raw ended. The last match was Io and Stephanie Vicaire. That was a DQ. Then SmackDown with the Lucha Cousins versus the YS6. That was another DQ. And now this week on Raw, another DQ.
They get away with it because they have something big at the end that gets people to pop. And so everyone still goes home happy with that. But I don't like it. I know that you've told fans wrestling does not matter. I get it. I don't like it that this is the way they are playing things of, oh, it's the main event, but it really doesn't matter because there's not going to be a finish. But don't worry, we got something that you're going to cheer for. I don't like it. It's lame. It's lazy. That's my biggest critique. It's just lazy. It's so lazy to be like, yeah, we can just throw this out there and not really burn this match because we're not going to give you a winner. So we can just do the match later down the line and act like we've never done this match before. Or we've never done this match with a definitive winner before. Because that's what they're going to do as well, especially in the case of Io and Valkyria. They're going to be like, oh, they've wrestled 2 times, but there was no winner in either of them. Now we're going to get an actual winner. It's like, yeah, because you burned it twice with a DQ finish. Stop
and now
it.
They've done that twice with Jey and Bronson.
Stop being lazy with this stuff. And it works for the live audience because the live audience reacts. They have something. I get it. The crowd goes home happy. At some point, that's going to stop. At some point, the crowd is going to be like, oh, here comes the DQ. All right. Yeah. Oh, there's wrong. Yay. All right. Knock it off.
They've conditioned the crowd to pop and react to big stars or big moves. Yeah. That's it. That's all the crowd really reacts to. Like Roman Reigns got a huge pop. CM Punk got a huge pop. Rhea Ripley, they cheered for. They were here for Jey Uso during his entrance and everything. And like the LWO and Judgment Day, which was probably the best match last night, they didn't really react until he hits the coast to coast. Cruz del Toro hits the coast to coast. Before that, they were quiet. But as soon as they saw a big move, they were like, "This is awesome." It's like, dude, how you saying this is awesome when this is the first time y'all reacting?
Justified. This is awesome, chant.
That is not justified. That is actually the opposite of that is unjustified. This is awesome, chant.
So the main event ends in a DQ because Braun Breaker spears Jay. Roman comes out. They clean house. I kept thinking, is Roman going to do a dive? He was like setting up in the center of the ring. He's looking on the outside. And then they were waiting for them to get back up on the ropes so Jay could hit the super kick and Roman could hit the Superman punch. And then he still was like looking around and like looking at Jay. I was like, are you going to dive? No, they just went to the outside. Ran around the ring. Roman got hit with a spear. Roman got hit with a tsunami. Roman got put through the barricade. And then he got his shoes taken. I hope you enjoyed Roman bumping on Raw, because he ain't doing none of this shit on Saturday.
He's standing in the corners, holding the tag rope, and then he'll come in, he'll run wild, he'll get the win.
Roman's like, all right, you want me to bump? Okay, I'll get it all out there on Monday, because I ain't bumping that much on Saturday. At least I hope so. Like, if he goes out there and bumps us, I'm fine with him bumping.
I think he will bump, because it seems like his whole mission in this whole program is to make sure that Braun Breaker comes out this program looking good. He's doing his best to do everything he can to make Braun Breaker look like a world beater and look like the guy who's going to hold the torch after he's gone.
He's selling his ass off for Braun Breaker. Like, every bump he takes looks really good for Braun Breaker. Even last week when he got hit with the spear and he was down, like, he sold that really well. He's making Braun Breaker look really good with his selling. When Bronson Reed stole his shoes, though, I'm like, all right. You know, this was a good closing segment with the beatdown and everything. The shoe stealing put it over the top, though.
Yes.
Bronson Reed
I really feel that was the improv. That was improv.
It might have been, yeah. Like, Bronson Reed is a known, like, shoe head. I don't know what you call those people. Like, I'm not a shoe collector. Just shoe collector, maybe. But Bronson Reed's talked about it before. And Roman has talked about it. You see Roman always wearing, like, the new Jordans and everything. So Bronson Reed, like, stealing them, like, makes sense as a if you know type of thing. But then if you don't know, you just see sneakerhead. Thank you, Chris. If you don't know, you just see this dude just stealing his shoes. It's like, that's old school bullying right there.
Yeah.
So you don't need to know if he's a sneakerhead or not. You're just like, oh, that's just the baddest dude. And he just took this man's shoes. That was the baddest dude. Now we got his shoes taken. And Braun Breaker's promo, which was a riff off of Roman's promo before Crown Jewel, whenever it was like, this camera, this ring, it's all mine. Braun Breaker saying all of that and then calling the crowd fat asses. He sounds so much like his uncle.
Yo,
So
whenever he
much
yells at the
like his
crowd,
uncle.
he sounds like Scott. Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah. Oh, it was... They put Bronson and Braun over strong in this segment. And they're gonna lose on Saturday, but they put them over strong.
Hey, this is what they had to do. Last 2 weeks, they've kind of bumped, and Roman and Jay have stood tall against them. They had to look good here, and this was an effective go home segment. The last two segments of the night were the only ones that felt like very effective go home segments. I have my criticisms of Punk's promo, even though I thought Punk's promo just felt like night and day compared to last week's promo between him and Gunther. But outside of the DQ finish to the match, the post-match angle, I have no complaints. I thought that Braun looked like an absolute beast. Him yelling at the fans just is awesome. And he's more effective yelling at the fans and cutting promos like that than he is with a mic in front of him. And Bronson Reed doing tsunamis everywhere. They just felt like an overpowering dominant force to the point that I was like, Seth might be the odd man out if he comes back, because these two together felt like the most dominant this whole group has felt since they got together.
I mean, we've talked about Seth and how he's been as the leader of this group, and we've not been sold on him being this top heel, and he hasn't just shifted his character at all. Like, Bronson and Braun make a whole lot of sense as his heaters, but he hasn't done enough as the de facto leader to honestly like need the heaters. And that's where the disconnect has been between almost the group. Like, it's felt like two different groups at times. Like, you have Heyman talking, and it's like, oh, okay, this kind of, and then you have Seth talking. It's like, why does he have these people around him? He's still like the same Seth Rollins. Why does he need these people around him? He can't just. Is he a babyface? Is he heel? Like, what's going on with this character here? If this felt like two badass heel characters being kind of given direction with Paul Heyman with everything. Again, when Heyman talks, you talked about the opening segment, that set up the main segment, the closing segment. When Heyman talks, things seem really good with everything.
Yeah.
It's when Seth is there talking that there just is a disconnect between it. And I don't think it's too much of a surprise that now that Seth hasn't been there for a couple weeks, the group feels just a little bit more connected because Heyman's been the guy doing the majority of the talking.
They just need a damn name. Like, nameless
Vision?
faction just annoys me. No, they have not confirmed that. That's why people still call them the Seth Riders, or me, I call them the Braun Stars when it's just Braun and Braun. I call them the Braun Stars. Like, they don't have a name. You're literally giving the fans the agency of just calling them whatever they want when they're just Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman. Every lower third graphic this week when they did the backstage segment, it said Paul Heyman in big letters, and then in the small letters it said with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I was like, give them a name, you idiots! What's wrong with y'all?
Maybe they'll give them a name at some point. But we're gonna learn a lot about this group this weekend because we don't know anything more about Seth's injury. Heyman once again said it's gonna be a while. Seth has said it's gonna be a while, but he was allegedly. Reportedly, his words, said he was going for another MRI because he did one MRI and they said the knee was too swollen and they couldn't get a good read on it. So he was allegedly going to get another MRI within the next couple of weeks. This was 2 weeks ago at this point. Did he get the MRI? What was the result of it? Don't know. We see the Money in the Bank briefcase still on television. Heyman's still holding it. There's the rumor of Seth cashes in on potentially Punk, potentially Cody this weekend. We'll see if that comes to fruition. If it doesn't, then it seems more apparent that maybe he will be out for a little while longer. Because now would seemingly be the opportunity to do it, especially if you're going to put the title on Punk and Seth's whole goal is to ruin Punk's life. And if you're going to put the title on Cody, Seth's whole goal is to have complete power in the company. Having that world title gives him complete power in the company because that's the main world title. So, and it ruins Cody, and he gets one back on Cody, who we could never get one over as well. So there's a story there, whether it's Punk or it's Cody. But if he doesn't cash in at all, then it's like, okay, well, what is going on with Seth?
We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find out apparently by what happens on Saturday and Sunday at SummerSlam. I'm interested, but I think with how they have been presenting Braun as like kind of taking the leadership role, kind of filling in for Seth, it does seem like they're setting, like they don't know for sure what's going to happen. So they're setting things in place for in case it has to be Braun in the leadership role, Bronson Reed as the heavy, and Paul Heyman as the talker.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see this weekend at SummerSlam if Seth shows up. And if he doesn't, then we'll continue to get Braun Breaker is kind of as the leader. I mean, Heyman called him the leader last night, so he is the leader of things. And then where they go, if they do lose to Roman and Jay, because if they lose to Roman and Jay, then they gotta rebound somehow. And I don't know what Roman's schedule is after SummerSlam. He could be gone for another couple of months. I don't know if they're going to do a one-on-one match between Braun and Braun Breaker and Roman, or if Jey Uso is just going to get killed for a few weeks until Jimmy comes in, and then they can beat Jimmy and Jay, as if that's bigger than beating Jay and Roman, which it's not. Oh, SP3 might be frozen. Amazing that he is now frozen and it's not me. Yeah, look at that face he's making. He's just very enthralled by these conversations that I'm having. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move on from the main event segment and talk about other stuff that allegedly happened on Raw, which I was wondering. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry. Our website is just... It's been a frustrating process, our website. It really, really has. At some point, it might get fixed. I have no idea if it'll get fixed. I have no idea. There's SP3.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, it did that before when we were interviewing Tailgate Joe, and then it just fixed itself. So I thought it would do it again, but it didn't do it this time. So
that's fine. CM Punk interrupts Gunther because Gunther's like, I won last week because CM Punk was speechless. And Punk comes out and says, I wasn't speechless. I was dumbfounded. He's like, I don't want to win the title. I need to win the title. Like the Detroit Red Wings need another Stanley Cup.
I did. Like, I want to say, this promo was significantly better than last week's promo. Last week's promo was a promo that could have been an email. At least this promo, it seemed for the most part, I would say 85% of this promo, it seemed like Punk had a purpose. He had some fire. He was trying to get the fans behind, him winning the world championship, him fulfilling what he's come back for. He's checked off one thing with the WrestleMania main event. Now he has to win the world heavyweight championship. But I had two big issues. One was that line of the Detroit Red Wings. I was like, oh, here comes CM Punk making of a freaking random phrase about hockey out of nowhere in the middle of this promo. And two, this promo could have been against anyone. It was not a promo that was for Gunther. It's a promo that he could have done against any champion at any time. And I think that he would have showed the same passion and delivery that he had here. Those are my two promos. Those are my two problems. But otherwise, this is one of Punk's better promos in a while. I would say since like the first Cena promo exchange during that rivalry. So it's been at least a month and change since I've heard a good CM Punk promo. I hated the rap against Cena. Really. I hated the promo last week. I have not enjoyed CM Punk on the mic in quite some time. This was the closest that we got to him actually giving us at least a little bit more passion and delivery and fire in his promo. So I was very complimentary of this, but yeah, there's just issues with him on the mic. I feel like Gunther is like the best on the mic on Monday Night Raw, honestly. Outside of Paul Heyman, of course.
Disagree.
And Becky Lynch. So he's top 3.
Still disagree.
Who?
4 letters. 1 word. Ugh.
No, you mean
You mentioned you saw Unreal. I saw this going around, so I'll bring this up. He admitted the entrance blows him up.
Stop doing it then. Stop doing it then. Like, what are we doing? Like, yo, he admits that, and he admits like he's like, yeah, you know, I miss being in a tag team because I used to be able to take breaks on the apron while my brother did all the work. I was like, this whole thing. I wish WWE and Triple H would have watched this before they made the decision that they did, and just be like, maybe we should rethink this. And the fact, like, if you are to believe Unreal, this whole thing comes up because Ed Koskey, out of nowhere during the meeting, says, you know what? I think Jey Uso should win if we're trying to do something out of the box. Because immediately they did this is the one thing I'll spoil for anybody who's spoiling. This the only thing I'll spoil is when they bring up who's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Everyone in the room says Punk, 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 Punk. Some other people were like, oh, Cena, you know, John Cena winning in his final year. That makes sense. And then Ed Koskey is the one who brings up Jey Uso. And then Michael P.S.A.'s is like, oh, I actually like that. And then that's when Triple H brain starts moving going towards Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble. If you are to believe Unreal. Because it is unreal. It's not real at all. But yeah, that was how it all came up according to this creative meeting that they filmed. Like, it's like, dude, if you can't rely on him to do his entrance and continue working in the ring, maybe he shouldn't be getting this big push to the top.
Yeah. The crowd fucking loves it though, man. Like, they are there with him. I gotta respect it, just how much the crowd still is with him on every line. And they definitely hit his catchphrase every single time. He didn't even have to do just the yeet anymore.
No, he just says 4 letters. Damn
thing.
And
yeah.
they said the whole thing. 4 letters. And then they say, yeet.
They hit the whole damn thing with him. So that's the real best promo. I'm with you on Punk, where this promo could have been anybody. It didn't feel like it was Gunther specific. It was just whoever had the world championship, and it just happened to be Gunther. And that kind of took away from the promo from me. I was like, you didn't like actually reference anything Gunther did. It was more about you and you the people you've shared the ring with, and you're the best in the world, which is fine overall. I just would have liked it to be a little bit more aimed at Gunther, and maybe even put Gunther over. This man is still getting you tapped out chance. Like, you got to try to make him into more of a killer coming out of this, because I'm not like, beating Goldberg ain't gonna do a whole lot for anybody. That the state of Bill Goldberg at this point. Like, they've not made Gunther really feel like this monster since getting the title back from Jey. And part of it was just hurt because he lost the title in the first place to Jey. And they haven't done enough to rehab that going into this SummerSlam match. Punk did a very good job of selling himself in this promo. I don't think he did a great job of selling the match in this promo, which, you know, he's selling that he can win. Okay, no problem. The Detroit Red Wings line pissed me off, though.
Oh, it did too. It pissed me off. I was like, dude, you were on fire here. You had the passion, you had the delivery, and then he just had to mention freaking a Detroit Red Wings thing. Then he's like, I feel like a Midwest dad who needs a cold beer. And it's like, but I don't drink. I was like, dude, like, what are you doing?
How do you know how that's how you feel? You don't drink. You don't know when a Midwest dad needs a cold beer.
Oh,
you don't have a cold beer.
When you have to explain your line afterwards, like, I don't drink. I don't. Like, oh my God, my only addiction is wrestling. And I know all the Punk marks was like, oh, he said the line that he said in his first promo. Oh, this is great. And I was just like, this is a really good promo. Well, it's only really good because he has not been good in weeks. I do want to acknowledge that's probably why I did like this promo, because I'm comparing it to his recent work.
Here's why I didn't like the Detroit Red Wings line, aside from the fact that it was a cheap pop, like it was. 2 reasons. He is a hardcore Chicago Blackhawks fan. SP3, I know you're not a hockey fan. Blackhawks Red Wings, original 6 rivalry. Literally 2 of the original 6 teams disliking each other the entire time. Just stop it. Stop it. You are a Blackhawks fan. You do not want the Detroit Red Wings to win another Stanley Cup. You don't. Because them winning another Stanley Cup means the Blackhawks didn't win a Stanley Cup. Knock it off. You want the Blackhawks to win. Second, an admitted Patrick Waugh fan. Patrick Waugh lover. Bases a lot of his career off of Patrick Waugh. I could give you the parallels of CM Punk's career and Patrick Waugh's career. I think I have done that actually in an article. Patrick Waugh, Detroit Red Wings, hated each other. Famously hated each other during the rivalry between my Colorado Avalanche and the Detroit Red Wings. You can even throw in Waugh as a member of the Montreal Canadiens, another original 6 teams, which means they didn't like the Detroit Red Wings either. So he's a Patrick Waugh fan, and he's a Chicago Blackhawks fan, and he's saying, I need this title like the Detroit Red Wings need a Stanley Cup. No! You don't want that for the Detroit Red Wings. You 1,000,000% do not want that for the Detroit Red Wings. You don't want them to need this. Stop it. You've done a lot of hypocritical things in your career. I'm not going to name them all. At the top of the list is you saying the Detroit Red Wings need another Stanley Cup as a Chicago Blackhawks and Patrick Waugh fan. That's the most hypocritical thing you have ever said or done in your career.
Damn, that cut deep. I feel you. I'm gonna support you because you were passionate about it, just like I supported Punk on his passion in that promo, despite it being full of crap apparently. But yeah, I my main problem with the SummerSlam card is that there's not a lot of story to a lot of these matches. Like Becky and Lyra, they have a good story. I didn't like the segment last night. I thought that Lyra, she still needs work on the mic. She still needs work. And it seems like she's over. Well, the entrance is over. Because when she started talking, it was like, oh, all that overness is over. Plus, she made a corny joke about the Becky Stompers and did a little jig. That was not good. And then the whole brawl segment felt very choreographed. Like Becky basically bracing herself to get hit with the kendo stick and stuff. Just felt clunky. Didn't look right. That has a story, but that, despite my feelings about the go home segment, that has a story going into it. Cena and Cody, that has a story going into it. Even Roman and Jay versus Braun and the Braun Stars, that has a story going into it. But like crossing Sammy, that has a story going into it. They're like there's a story between Rhea and Io, but I don't think they've done enough to inject Naomi into that situation to give it a fleshed out story because they didn't have that much time. They only had 3 weeks to build that matchup. Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus maybe Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul doesn't have much of a story going into it. It's just two or three angles. Punk and Gunther has no story at all. Like we said, Punk cut a promo that could have been against anybody, and it's more about Punk trying to get the World Heavyweight Championship more than anything between the two of them. That has no story going into it. AJ and Dominic, actually on night one, they have one of the more effective stories because the crowd actually seems into the whole comedy bit that they did for weeks of Dom avoiding him, that they actually reacted big when AJ got his hands on Dom last night. So that's working for them.
AJ and Dom is the best story at this point, based on the reaction last night. Did that pop for AJ?
Yo!
When he got in there against Dom, like, shit, that's working for him. Like Dom, I didn't like last week that Dom hit AJ and after the cowardly stuff because it seemed like, why are you kind of making him two different characters? But then him showing up in AAA, and then the reaction they got last night with AJ getting the get back on him, like, you know what? It worked. That's my bad on that. Clearly what you went for worked. And so I can still have my criticisms of it, but if the crowd reacts in that way and you had a proper follow-up to it, then maybe my criticism was wrong. So I think it worked. I think it worked for him.
Yeah, that mixed tag, that was pretty decent. I'm just going through all the matches on this card. There's not a lot of story. Like what should be one of the bigger matches on the card, Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. There's nothing there. There is nothing.
I'm worried about that match.
Why do they not care about Tiffany Stratton holding this WWE Women's Championship? They either have no story for her feuds, or they have a bad story for her feud. Like when are we gonna all admit that Tiffany Stratton's title reign has not gone well?
We've talked about it, SP3. Some of these title reigns haven't been great. Io Sky's title reign until recently.
Did I freeze or did Jeremy freeze? Because he was talking and then he just froze for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you? I have to make sure now. I was like, I'm about to see the squiggly line if it's me, but you were just frozen. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. We talked about these title reigns. Io Sky's title reign wasn't good. She didn't do anything after WrestleMania.
No.
And then they put her back against Rhea again. It's like, okay, fine. Tiffany, same thing. They did the story with Charlotte. Coming out of that story, it was, here's a match against Trish Stratus because it's Evolution and Trish can still work, so let's do that match. And now it's Jade, but I think there's a reason why they're doing video packages and short promos, and with Naomi no longer having the Money in the Bank, that's what everybody was looking towards. Like, oh, well, Naomi's going to cash in, and so we've at least got that to look forward to. Now that's gone. It's like, what are we gonna do here? Look, Jade's in-ring stuff has been what it's been. Tiffany's in-ring stuff, the match with Trish was good, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to lead this. And the promos Tiffany's cutting, like, neither of them feel super comfortable on the mic. Jade is trying to do, like, at least with their Queen of the Ring promo, underdog. Jade Cargill's like, huh? What? You're not the underdog. Look at you. You've never been the underdog. And Tiffany's gotten so reliant on the Tiffy Time catchphrase that everything else loses its meaning when she tries to cut a promo. So Tiffany's reign hasn't been great, but I think that's indicative of just how title reigns in WWE go more than, Tiffany hasn't been good. So I think it's just title reigns haven't been good.
That is a fair point.
And it's two baby faces, allegedly. Tiffany's allegedly a baby face. Jade's a baby face.
Jade's allegedly a baby face. Both of them are miscast baby faces. Can we also agree on that? Like, both of them should not be baby face. Both of them should be heels. They are miscast baby faces who are not very good at being baby faces.
It's they have no heels on that roster. After Naomi was gone, they have none. They have Julia, but she's just kind of still stuck in the Zelina Vega stuff for the time being. And now she's the U.S. champion, so I don't know if she's going to get elevated up. Who else is a heel on that brand? Chelsea is fodder. Who else is there? I'm trying to like rack my brain. Charlotte, but they just did Tiffany and Charlotte. But now Charlotte's a baby face.
Yeah, Charlotte's a baby face because they're doing the mismatch couple storyline with Alexa, which is one of the more effective stories going on SmackDown. Where SmackDown is like, when it comes to the women's division, it's not looking good. Especially losing Naomi and not having Bianca back yet. Like SmackDown's women's division, it was getting more interest because Naomi was doing the best work of her career as a heel, and she's on the show. Tiffy can have good matches. That's not the problem. It's everything else in between. When she's not having matches, when she has to cut promos, when she has to do character work, that's the issue with Tiffany's title reign. I think that most of her matches outside of the Charlotte one have been at least decent to good.
I like that match.
I know you like that match. I did not. It was bad. It was bad. It was clunky. It was rough to watch. It was not that good. I expected more. I just expected them to go out there and over deliver because the feud had not been good leading up to there, and it just wasn't that. So it is what it is. I think that her matches with Nia Jax were good, but then they started doing it way too much. She had like 3 title defenses against Nia Jax. Like, will you please move on?
I forgot they kept doing that.
Just kept doing it, kept going back to that. Yeah, they got people like Laszlo says, like, bring up Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace was rumored to come up after she lost to Stephanie Vaquera at Battleground, and it's been 3 months now. She's in a feud on NXT, so she's not coming up anytime soon. They need new people on there. They need a draft to refresh the roster as well. There's just so many problems with the SmackDown women's division right now. SmackDown tag team division is where it's at. Other than that, they got problems with the main event scene, with the U.S. title scene because it's stuck in the MFT bloodline vortex. So yeah, that has a story going into this weekend. At least that one does. Solo and Jacob. Yeah, it's just the same story that we've seen for 4 years, though.
Solo being awesome is the story.
Absolutely. Solo's the best heel on SmackDown right now.
He rules. He absolutely rules. What else happened on Raw?
They had a nice I thought the sit down interview was pretty good with Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. I always say Karrion Kross is better when he's not wrestling. When he's cutting promos, when he's doing character work, it's much better than when actually the bell rings.
Yeah. It was fine. Who's going to win this match?
I would have thought that Kross was going to win this matchup, but based on the stipulation or the stipulations that they said in this promo, I would think that Sami wins just so we can move on from this feud because they've been basically in this storyline for 8 months now.
I guess it depends on if Kross is re-signed or not. It feels like Sami's going to win. I don't think Kross... I don't know what their plans are for Kross. He's got to have... They had a good match at Night of Champions, but not like spectacular. I didn't think the Raw match. I didn't think the Raw match was any good.
Nah, it sucked. That sucked.
They got to have a good match here. Kross has got to have a good match because I know what Sami can do. I don't put a lot of this on Sami because Sami has good matches against everybody. So if you're not having a good match against Sami, that's on you. That's not on Sami.
Sami's literally had a WWE match of the year this year, the Kevin Owens match at Elimination Chamber. So
the Punk match was
really that was one of their best TV matches of the year. Yeah.
So it's on the other performer. It ain't on Sami. There's got to be a strong showing there. And the sit down was good. I'm having a little trouble with the Kross stuff. Maybe because I think his character is good. I think it works for what they're going for, but there's just a disconnect with the ring work. And I also have a hard time believing it's leading anywhere. And that's on me. That's not on them. I admit that's more on me than on them. Because Kross likes to do the breadcrumb stuff so often where it like hasn't actually gone anywhere. To where now that they're doing it where it might actually go somewhere, I'm burnt to the point that I don't know if it actually will go anywhere. So maybe it's a little on them because they've tried to make it into something that it hasn't been for years, And look, Cross should be doing that stuff. If you're not getting on TV, try to explain that you're still active, or try to explain that you still have a hand in stuff that's happening on television. But WWE hasn't followed up on that until now. So now I need to see, all right, are you actually going to follow up on this stuff? Or are you just kind of doing a one-off feud and then this is never going to circle back around and Sami Zayn's just going to keep being Sami Zayn, which I'm fine with. Sami Zayn rules. We'll see.
Yeah, it feels like the result to progress things or to even go in a direction where Cross loses the match but yet still wins is if Sami uses the lead pipe to get the win. That would
that's what they're setting up. That's what they're setting up, right? Is Sami needs to cheat to basically admit that Cross was right. It's going to be hilarious when Sami just beats him clean and it's like, see? Didn't need all this shit. You were wrong, Karrion Kross. And then that's the end of that. That's why, again, I need to see this actually pay off into something. Because if Sami just wins clean, I'm like, all right, why am I taking this Karrion Kross character serious anymore? He was wrong about Sami. He has no connection to anything else. He's been wrong about everything he's done. Despite the fact that he says he's influenced certain things, there's no evidence of that. So why am I taking this seriously? Oh, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I hope Sami just wins clean. It'd be the funniest outcome. I always root for the funniest outcome.
That would be hilarious. So outside of Slim Luca, the other person who's in the best shape of their career is Grayson Waller. Damn, Grayson. Go ahead, Big G. Big G looked great last night. Not in the match, but I mean physique-wise. He looked like I noticed that immediately, even before the commentary said anything. I was like, Grayson Waller out here looking in the best shape of his career. He's usually like when he first came on NXT, he was basically CM Punk in like 2011. He was skinny fat. He wasn't like in shape, ripped or anything. He was just slim, kind of lanky, stuff like that. Now he actually was in really great shape. I was like, listen, go ahead, Grayson. You're actually looking motivated out there. Not that match gave them anything. Crowd's into Sheamus, but goddamn, do they not care about Rusev? Oh my God, they went silent when he attacked Sheamus. They that put the crowd to sleep.
Well, yeah. You know what I dislike about this Grayson Waller stuff, and I love Grayson Waller. I was thinking about during this match. Remember when Waller faced Cope, aka Edge, and then Cope was like, "You swam," and now Waller's just 3 years later, just losing to Sheamus.
In like less than 5 minutes. Was it like five? Okay. Was it like 4 or 5 minutes? I think that match went last night.
Yeah. I was saying before I froze. Now Waller, 3 years later, is just losing to Sheamus in a Raw match to advance a Rusev and Sheamus story. Like, man, y'all really got nothing for this dude. Y'all really got nothing for him. I don't get it. This guy should be a prominent heel character on your show. And you got nothing for him. This New Day stuff should be so good. And I don't have any faith that it's going to be any good. I have no faith at all. Like when I first saw the description for Unreal, and I saw they were gonna cover the New Day heel turn. There's another spoiler I'm gonna give you. They talk about it for like 5 minutes. They didn't care. They did not care. I didn't even know it was gonna be it was part of the description because it starts at the Netflix premiere, so which was a month before the actual turn, and then they did nothing for that month. So yeah, I imagine it would be.
They actually started filming at WrestleMania 40.
Oh,
So
okay.
you get footage from Cody like winning at WrestleMania 40. You get footage like throughout the year. They even have like Rhea after she got injured after WrestleMania 40 and stuff like that to tell her story. They literally used the New Day heel turn as like enhancement to talk about heel turns to set up the John Cena heel turn on that episode.
Yeah, that's lame. I have no faith. This Grayson Waller New Day pairing should be so good. All three of these guys are so good. They're great haters. They can be serious. They can be comedy. They're all so good, and you have nothing for them but a two-second backstage segment, and then Sheamus beating Grayson Waller in 3 minutes. That's it. That's all you have for these guys. I don't get it. I don't. Triple H fumbled New Day and Grayson Waller. That's what I'm trying to say out here.
I don't think Triple H likes the Grayson Waller archetype for heels, because man, Miz is just an enhancement talent at this point.
I don't think Triple H likes heels. This is my theory on heels. He only knows how to book one style of heel because he was one style of heel. It's
the dominant heel that holds on to the title for a long time. That's the only one he knows how to book.
Which is hilarious because when he was a heel, like there was some layer to it. He had the cerebral style heel, the guy who went over the top in the things he would do in trying to make people's lives a living hell. But he never did the cowardly stuff, at least not often. You know, he never backed down from a fight. He doesn't know how to... He did some comedy, but it was mainly when he was the sidekick as DX. You know?
Yeah.
When he was the leader of DX, they were kind of a more serious-ish group. And when he started to rise up, they became a more serious-ish group. The comedy stuff, was with Shawn, and everyone always saw Shawn as the leader because Shawn was the leader. Whether it was their first run together or their second run together.
Yeah.
He doesn't book good heels. And that's why they have such a heel problem on this show. They got a ton of great baby faces, but they don't know what they're doing when it comes to the heels. And nothing. Oh, look, the John Cena heel turn. We've discussed ad nauseum. Like, they've completely screwed that up. The fact that people think Cena is now going to turn face again, and they've been hinting at this for a couple of weeks, and then Cody's promo was, I need the hustle, loyalty, respect, John Cena. And so we might get that John Cena at SummerSlam. So you're telling me you did 3.5 months of this lame-ass heel turn? The biggest heel turn of all time outside of Hogan. And you did it for 3.5 months. And the most notable thing that happened was Fiend.
Fiend.
And here's...
It's been 5 months, though. 5 months. They had a 5-month run.
I guess
March 1st.
The elimination
March 1st.
was March 1st. Sure.
Yeah.
Here's my thing off of that, SP3. You can say what you want about the Travis Scott thing of like, oh, why'd they waste that WrestleMania main event and then it all fell through? LOL, what happened there? What was gonna be their follow-up to that? Travis Scott in a 6-man tag or a tag team match at Money in the Bank? That was gonna be your big follow-up? And then what? It still would have sucked. Even if Travis Scott decided, yeah, this wrestling shit ain't for me, your follow-up still would have sucked if it would have been Travis Scott just doing a wrestling match.
I think give me the
Travis Scott.
It's also because he makes such a big deal about putting these moments together, but you don't see a lot of forethought in regards to what's the follow-up.
Yeah. The follow-up isn't good. That's why. There is no good follow-up.
was rather unfortunate, this whole John Cena run. I had so high expectations. I mean, I do think it's hilarious because this is one I can talk about because the clip was released I think yesterday on the Netflix social media of Triple H going through who he had to call before John Cena turned, and he called Travis Scott before John Cena about John Cena's heel turn. I bombed. I was like,
hilarious.
This show is going to be hilarious. If you think about this stuff for like half a second, you're like, dude, you called Travis Scott about John Cena's heel turn before you talked to Travis Scott, before you talked to Cody Rhodes. He's like, we gotta make this big. Gotta make this big, you know.
He was really trying to make this Travis Scott thing work, which says a lot. And again, their follow-up was just going to be some tag team match. And John Cena was just supposed to be cool with Travis Scott and do this tag team match. That was your big idea for this heel turn. Maybe it would have worked. Maybe it would have been Hogan and Rodman like in some way. But I don't think Travis Scott is Dennis Rodman. And I don't think John Cena as a heel is Hulk Hogan.
No.
I don't see it working to that level. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it would have been fine. But that was their big idea. That was their big follow-up. And then they had nothing because of that. And so we've gotten what we've gotten with John Cena. You wasted a John Cena heel turn. You wasted it.
I mean, you were already too late by the time you get to 2025, and it's his final year.
Like,
but they could have. They
did it.
They could. Yeah, they did it. They could have done this so much better. So much better. They could have come up with so many different ideas and him checking off the dream matches. You could have done it like a lot of people already fantasy booked it to happen. Of everybody thought they were gonna do Randy Orton in St. Louis. That was fine. It was what it was. It got a big pop. It got a big reaction from the fans. But right after that, it should have been CM Punk heading into Money in the Bank 14 years later. But they decided to not do that. They wanted to do R-Truth in a comedy gimmick until Saturday night's main event. And then you wind up telling R-Truth you're not going to renew his contract. So you had to continue that after you bring him back to the company. It's like they just made mistake after mistake after mistake. They made the mistake of doing the Cena heel turn and then not following up on it really at all for 2-3 weeks, where when you do the whole turn with Travis Scott and The Rock being involved in this, at least put them on one of the shows between if you're not gonna have Cena for 2 weeks on television after the heel turn, at least put The Rock or Travis Scott in there somehow to fill the gap between the 2 weeks. But no, that they took too long to do the follow-up, so we don't get Cena's promo till 3 weeks after his heel turn. Then you do the 3 straight weeks of basically the same thing, except the final one where they actually do a promo exchange back and forth. And those were the best 2 segments. The ones where they actually did a promo exchange was the one in London and then the one right before WrestleMania. And then the match sucked. We heard Fiend for a while. And that bombed. Man, it's just they create the moment, but they don't know how to create a full-on overarching story from beginning, middle, end.
I look forward to Playboy Cardi coming out at SummerSlam to help John Cena retain the undisputed WWE title. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be great. Getting The Rock involved was, the problem with that is, did The Rock need to be involved? No. But they can't say no to The Rock. So if The Rock comes in and is like, hey, I want to do something, They're not going to be like, well, Dwayne, we kind of got our own stories here. No. How about you just don't? They can't do that. They know they can't do that, and he knows they can't do that.
It's all The Rock's fault. Like, he even admits it in Unreal, where he's like, yeah, Dwayne and his team came up with the whole idea of Cody selling the soul in New Orleans, so we got to figure out a way to pay it off at Elimination Chamber. So it was either, they had two choices, basically. It was either Cody turns heel or Cena turns heel, and everybody was down for Cena turning heel.
Do you think The Rock made the call to Travis Scott after WrestleMania and is like, "Hey, brother, I heard you were thinking about doing a wrestling match. I don't think that's a good idea, Something could really go wrong. Something could really go wrong there. You got to think about your career. You got to think about your kids that you don't see. Like, you got to think about this stuff."
Your kids you don't see. Oh man, yeah, I can totally see that. I can totally see Rock sabotaging this whole thing, making the call to Travis like that. Wouldn't be surprised.
I apologize to Travis Scott if he is a good dad. I feel like I just mentioned Playboy Cardi, and I know one of those two are like a terrible father. I don't remember which one.
He's like, to be fair, I don't know which one.
It's one of those
two. The terrible
two,
father, but it's one of y'all.
Yeah,
it's one of you.
Like, one of them legitimately is like, I don't want to see my kids. I don't want to do anything with them, and I want nothing to do with. Okay, it's Cardi. Sorry to Travis Scott. My bad. That's on me. I hope Travis Scott's a good dad.
That's awesome. I mean, I my missus watches the Kardashians. I never see him, but that just may be a personal choice. So here we are. We'll see if the whole Cena thing comes to an end. The whole heel turn comes to an end at SummerSlam.
I hope it doesn't. Just ride.
It's gonna be the NWO jumps Cody after the matchup, and then Cena comes in to make the save.
What if Cena does get a group? And I said this. I think he should get a bunch of rappers. He's a rapper. Travis Scott.
Cardi B. Cardi B's gonna be there.
Cardi B. Yeah. Oh man, imagine Cardi B just beating the shit out of Cody. That would rule.
she hits his other eardrum, like just smacks the crap out of him.
But Cardi B comes out and she's beating the shit out of Cody, and then
who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Brandy coming out and scrapping with Cardi B. Oh, I need that. I need a Brandy and Cardi B just throwing hands.
And she comes out with her own version of Cody's theme, and it's like, wrestling has more than one royal wifey.
What other rapper? 2 Chainz goes to a lot of events. Metro goes to.
It's that Metro, no choo-choo.
We could do
Drake.
We could do them.
Drake was at a wrestling event.
And Drake isn't showing up. That new Drake song sucks. I listened to it for like 2 seconds. I was like, this is garbage. What's it called? Which one? Yeah.
I don't.
Leave that shit in the trash. Yeah.
I've only been still listening to the Clips album and Tyler the Creator's new album.
Yeah.
And old albums.
I listened to Alfredo too. Freddie Gibbs, Alchemist. That was fine. I know a lot of people like that. It was, like, technically speaking, it's really good. I like the beats. I don't need to hear Freddie Gibbs just keep rapping about bitches and hoes on every single track. That's my issue with it. He's like, I
thought Tyler the Creator's album is good. It's good. I wouldn't say it's like his best album. I think his best album is still probably Igor. But it's up there with like his good albums. I think it's pretty good album. Don't Tap the Glass. Got some good production. His rhymes is on point. Main reason I listened to his new album is because he had my favorite guest verse on the Clips album.
Yeah, his verse is really good on the Clips album. I think I'm going to see Clips in a couple of weeks. They're nearby. I think I'm gonna try to go to that concert. Yeah.
I never asked you, what's your favorite song off the album?
It changes every single day, and Cam asked me this a couple days ago, and I realized that's a cop-out answer, but like it legitimately changes every single day. Like if I have to pick one, I'd probably say Mike Tyson Blow to the Face, because I like everything from the production to the verses on that. But sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I'm in the mood for Inglourious Bastards right now. And sometimes like,
that's one of my favorites. My favorite is Birds Don't Sing, but that's a good
too. One. Yeah, I think every track is good. Like there's no skips for me on that album. The only time I'll skip something is if I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood to listen to FICO right now. And so I'll just start on FICO and then I'll just listen to the full album. That's the only, and again, that's not even like a skip. That's just, I'm in my car and let's say Birds Don't Sing comes on and I'm like, nah, I'm not in the mood to listen to that right now. I'm in the mood for FICO. That's the only way I'll skip a track on there. Makes sense. But yeah, it legitimately changes every day for me.
Yeah, that's a 10 out of 10 album. My first 10 out of 10 I've given to an album in like 10 years. I think the last one I gave 10 out of 10 to was To Pimp a Butterfly.
That's a good album. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the JIT album. That comes out mid-August. I like the Pre-Lux, the 4 tracks that he dropped, and was on one of the verses, so I'm obviously going to be a fan of that. So, yeah, I am looking forward to the JIT album, though. Yeah, the Tyler album's good. Something different. That's an album that, like, I can't listen to while I'm like, and he even says it, like, you got to listen to this, like, in the car. Like, this is a vibe kind of.
Yeah,
album.
I couldn't listen to it like after another. Like I can listen to the Clips album, like I can listen to the whole way through and then go back or listen to certain tracks again and again and again. Same thing with like GNX. GNX was another album where it was like that for me, where I gave that a 9 out of 10. That was close to getting a 10 out of 10.
I can't listen to the Tyler album when I'm like working and stuff and writing. It's not great like writing music for me.
Yeah. I was actually listening to the Blueprint album because I was like, what's my other 10 out of 10 albums I've graded? And I was like, yeah, that was one of my 10 out of 10s. I listened to that as I was coming back from the Progress show on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Album talk, everybody. I don't know what else has come out or that's been good. I mentioned Alfredo. A lot of people again like that one. Yeah. Alchemist is good, but MJF, that was announced a while ago. Tenruza, MJF and Inferno.
Yeah, that's been up there. Like everybody thinks MJF's gonna win the light heavyweight title to set up the anniversary show with Mystico.
That was Raw, everybody. That was Raw.
It was Raw. That was Raw.
Yeah, I think so.
G1, and then we can get out of here.
G1, Gabe Kidd officially fully out of the tournament. Very sad to see. And hopefully he's healed up in time for Forbidden Door, because that's the next big show. And you got to think he was going to do something on that show. Yeah. I mean, he'd been on AEW television, been aligned with the Death Riders. You would think he was going to be somewhere on that show. So best wishes to Gabe Kidd as he heals up. You mentioned it in our chat, and I immediately knew when you said, "Oh, we finally got our like G1 Classic match," and then I saw the lineup. I was like, "Oh, it's got to be Takeshita and Shingo." Like, there's no other match on this lineup that. I mean, look, Zack Sabre and Fantastic.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought that was
good.
Just
really
as
strong.
good. That might be up there with like my other ones that were like in the top half of the tournament, like Tsuji versus Uemura. I forget what other ones I've given. Like like Zack Sabre Jr. and El Phantasmo. That's like the best El Phantasmo has looked against an opponent outside of Konosuke Takeshita. But like, yeah, I gave that kind of the same rating as I gave like Shooter and ZSJ, Tsuji and Uemura, Takeshita and ELP. That was just a great technical wrestling matchup where Zach was just so smart in the matchup, and the desperation for him to finally earn 2 points instead of being given 2 points like he was against Gabe, and just the fire that ELP showed in that matchup and the hard strikes that he was given, and you felt that desperation and the in-between spots with ELP that's not always there with some of his work, and why a lot of people kind of complain about him on occasion. I thought they worked really well together in that matchup. But Takeshita and Shingo was next level. Yeah. That was like a shot of adrenaline, especially that final 10 minutes of that matchup where they just go insane with counter after counter. There's like a dozen counters in like one sequence of the matchup, just hit the crap out of each other, beat the hell out of each other. When they start busting out each other's moves, when Takeshita's hitting the Made in Japan, and then Shingo does the bastard driver into the wheelbarrow German suplex, I was just like, yes, give me the powers. That felt like everything in the world. I was like, yeah, that's an easy 5 stars. That's my latest 5-star matchup for me. I don't know if Dave probably won't give it 5 stars, but you heard it here first. That's a 5-star matchup. That's a 5-star matchup. That was the best match of the tournament so far for me.
Yeah, that was that's the match of the tournament by far. Easily. Oh. Then the night 7 it existed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, I literally was about to leave early to go to like Progress because the trains around here are weird, and I hate UK public transportation. I had to take like a taxi to go to another train station because someone got hit by a train. God bless them if they just fell into the tracks, but I don't like you if you just jumped. But anyway, that cut off like train service into London. But I literally went late to the train because I wanted to watch this G1 show, and then I watched it and I was like, it was fine. The main event was solid. Oyowa and Tanahashi, that was solid. But there was nothing like even great on this show. It was kind of, like you said, it's a show that existed. Callum Newman picked up a win against David Finlay. That's one of the main stories of the turn of the A block, at least, that David Finlay, he is not doing well. He's 1-4. So that makes me believe he's going to win out. He's going to win out now.
Yeah. That was the thing that caught me off guard when watching, is like, Finlay lost again? He's got to win out to make any type of, run to potentially get into the top 3 there. And I feel like he should be close to the top 3. I'm really surprised he lost again here. We'll see with the rest of the tournament. There's no tournament tonight. When's it resume? Tomorrow, I assume?
Tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow morning is another big one. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Konosuke Takeshita in the main event.
Ooh, yeah. It's going to be tough to top Takeshita and Tsuji because style-wise, I feel like Takeshita and Tsuji blend a little bit better than Takeshita and Zack Sabre Jr., but that could also just make for a very entertaining match because it is a little bit of a styles clash. And Zack Sabre, I mean, he always has good matches. And
Takeshita and Shingo. I think you said
yeah,
Tsuji.
sorry, Shingo. Sorry. Yeah. So we'll see if that can top Takeshita and Shingo, but it should be good. I think
it has a chance to. I feel bad. I'm hoping Gabe gets better. Best wishes to him, and hopefully he's doing good health wise as well as mental health wise, because I know he was really dedicated to this G1 being for him, and he has his history with mental health, and so I hope that he's good on both ends of the spectrum. But it's really disappointing because we missed out on a lot of other great matches that could have happened, because Gabe and ZSJ would have been a classic. Him and Shingo would have been great, and most of all, him and Drilla Maloney had all the potential to be kind of a sleeper of the tournament, and we missed out on all of those. So hopefully he's going to be well.
Yeah. Best wishes to Gabe Kidd, and hopefully he can make it back in time for Forbidden Door. Yeah. Quick note here from Fightful Selects. I don't think we covered this. Maybe we did, and I just skimmed past it. But I don't think so, because last week we had, that man dying. Oh, by the way, Roman Reigns skipping.
Roman Reigns and the New Day, they were my MVPs of last night's Raw.
I don't know if Rhea was out there either. I don't remember seeing Rhea. Becky was in the back. Yeah. There is a photo of her being in the back with like Regal. They had Punk front and center. Hilarious. But Roman not being out there is so funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, that whole Hogan tribute was weird though. Why did they replay Triple H's speech from SmackDown?
Yeah, that was what I was like. Wait, Triple H isn't out there. Why is he doing this from the backstage area?
No, they just I went back and listened to it. I went back and listened to SmackDown because he flubs on the same line, and it was like, oh my God, they just
you couldn't clean this up. Yeah.
No, the only thing they clipped out was him saying yesterday. That's the only thing they cut out of the speech.
It was so weird when they were doing that. I was like, oh, okay. They put together a new video package, which I feel was better than that Triple H narrated video package where he clearly did not want to narrate the shit. And them actually having music was a lot better to it. That was Nick Hogan front row, and Bischoff was out there as well.
I haven't seen two problematic people standing next to each other since I've seen Trump and Putin in a picture. But yeah,
they didn't do as many like highlight videos throughout the night, did they? They only did the one where they had like people talking about his legacy.
They did a bunch during the ad break right after the tribute.
Oh,
they did.
Okay.
They did Hogan and Savage from WrestleMania 5. I think they did Hogan and Warrior, and then they did Hogan and Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't get any of that in America. So, all right, fair enough. Yeah, we only got the one where it's like Jay's talking about him and Cody and Jimmy Hart, and it was clearly stuff that was recorded like at SmackDown that they could put on there. Because on SmackDown they did like, oh, here's a WrestleMania 1 moment, WrestleMania 3 moment, and even that wasn't like a ton, but it was more than what they did here. Oh, if they do one on NXT tonight, Shawn out there just trying to lead this 10-bell salute when he's just like, They bring Taker out there as well. Taker acting like he's sad with this stuff.
Oh, you got me, brother.
Just trying to lead this.
Oh, man.
The NXT talent who clearly would not care at all about Hogan. I don't know, maybe some of them grew up big Hulk Hogan fans, but it feels like most of them were like, I don't know about that.
I had a whole bunch of Hogan fans who came to the True Heel Heat that we did this week talking about Hogan, and they dropped dislikes on us because I took a riff off of your great rendition that you did on Friday's show, where I started off the show and I was like, sometimes in life we lose something and we think about the memories and the matches that they did. So yeah, TNA did it again. They got buried by WWE. Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan passed away. And I got a whole bunch of dislikes for that. I got like 9 dislikes on that video.
I've not checked the numbers on that short. I don't like looking at the numbers unless like one like really blows up, like that Cope one with like 20,000 views. And I don't check comments on any of that shit. But I did get just messages, like DMs from people, you included, who are like, "Oh, that was so good. Yeah, you had me in the first half of that one." I was like, yeah, dude, I had that thing chambered the entire show. I'm like, I know how I'm ending this show. I know exactly how I'm ending it. I was proud of that one. Lou Dort lives forever, everybody. It's always Lou Dort Day.
Lou Dort.
It's actually Jalen Williams Day today. Happy Dub Day however you're going to celebrate Dub Day. Go out there and still drop 40 with an injured hand. That's how you celebrate Dub Day. SP3 and I will be back on Thursday. Joel and I will be back tomorrow. SP3, let them know where you're at.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I'll be live in about 40 minutes over on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel with Rated Raw reviewing last night's Monday Night Raw. Me and Top Guy JJ. Last week we gave the show a total of 5 out of 10. So let's see if last night's Raw did better than last week's show that we did not like at all. So join us live for that. We'll be live there. I got a full week of content. I'll be on the Grapple app podcast tomorrow with Benno and the gangs. That will probably be at like 12 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be on True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with our WWE SummerSlam preview. It'll be myself, Fightful Overbook's own Maggie, and Fightful's own Cresta joining me. We're bringing the gang back together. We did our preview for WrestleMania and had such a great time. We got to do the same for SummerSlam. And then Thursday, I'll be back here. I'll also be on the Fightful main channel for the SummerSlam prediction show with Stephanie Chase, and then AE Ramble with Jimmy on Thursday as well. So full week of content from me. Enjoy, hit the subscribe button, and I'll also be doing a Superman review this week over on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment because I finally watched the movie. I avoided 2 weeks of spoilers. Now I just have to get through 1 week of spoilers for Fantastic Four because I'll watch that on Friday.
SP3 is always doing stuff. Always doing stuff. At some point, we're going to watch bad SummerSlam matches as well. So we got to figure out.
We're going
to figure out when we do that as well.
We do.
We'll watch some terrible SummerSlam matches. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat. Thank you to our pal Share Delaware stopping by. Thank you to Tailgate Joe for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow. Everyone enjoy your night. Everyone enjoy whatever you're going to do on this maybe beautiful Tuesday, depending on where you're at. Talk to y'all later on. Happy Dub Day, everybody.